good? Welcome to the Post Out Podcast. You know what it is. It's your boy Malik. Thanks for tuning in. This NBA offseason is causing a lot of frenzy. Obviously, it's a quick turnaround. A lot's been going on. NBA draft, free agency, the status of the Raptors. So, I figured I was going to drop a quick little pod just to, break it down quickly. So, let's go. First, I got to acknowledge the Milwaukee Bucks 2021 champ. Shout out to Giannis Antetokounmpo. This guy killed it, dominating the finals, obviously. He averaged 35.2 points a game, but 13 rebounds, 5 assists. He was finals MVP, obviously. Him and Drew Holiday was pretty much locking everybody up defensively. So shout out to Giannis, man. Shout out to the Bucks. They did it the hard way, like he said. And, there's nothing to hate on. I was going to touch on the draft, but I just got a notification on my phone, obviously. It seems like the Raptors deal with the Heat for Kyle Lowry. It's been in a limbo for a while, but Shams Charania, he's an NBA analyst out of The Athletic. He pretty much just tweeted that, it's been confirmed that Lowry's 3-year deal with the Heat in the sign and trade is going to be $85 million. So that's important because, the whole time we knew he was going to Miami, but for a couple of days now, we didn't really know, what the deal was and also what the return was going to be for Toronto. Obviously, we were assuming it was going to be Dragic, Precious Achiuwa, but depending on how much Lowry was supposed to make, there could have been another piece there. So either that's, KZ Okpala, or, if Lowry makes less than about 87 mil, then it would have just been Dragic and Achiuwa. So right now we know he's making 85. So that's, some breaking news for you. Came from Shams. And we just gotta, we gotta see what the return was on the sign and trade. We're assuming Dragic and Precious Achiuwa, but that's yet to be confirmed. But yeah, the bigger news out of the Raptors organization is Masai finally got re-signed, man. This probably would have, was done. It was a handshake deal that was probably done, a couple weeks ago. But the Raptors wanted to make sure that, Masai, completes everything with the draft. I think he's back in Toronto. I think there was a little presser that he did to announce that he was staying. So congrats, man. He deserves it. Masai, he seems like he's committed to winning. Toronto needs that. Obviously, after losing Kyle Lowry, it would have been a blow to also lose Masai. So good thing that we locked him up. And he seems like he got a little promotion too. We could see the title of vice chairman that's been added to his position, which is crazy because the Raptors ownership structure is a little complicated, right? We all know it's owned by Bell and Rogers, and Larry Tannenbaum is the vice or the chairman of the board. So the fact that Masai is getting a title of vice chairman. I'm curious. I'm curious to know what's going on. I'm curious if there's some equity involvement to this. Hopefully more details comes out of it. I'm not sure if, presidents of basketball operation are allowed to have equity. I think Pat Riley in Miami has equity in the Heat. And, Isaiah Thomas, when, I think he was the Raptors' first GM back in 95. He had, some early equity, but he probably sold it by now. But crazy, man. Masai's doing big things. It's good that he got a bump. He deserves it. He's committed to winning. Not every organization is committed to winning. People are just worried about their bottom line sometimes, or be competitive enough to just have people buy tickets. So I'm glad to hear Masai staying, and let's see what happens going forward with the building of his team. In terms of the NBA draft, I'm sure you guys all seen it. The top 3 prospect went as expected. Detroit, selected Cade Cunningham. Houston got Jalen Green, and Cleveland got Evan Mobley. I'm not gonna go through the whole draft, but clearly, the Raptors had the 4th pick, and everybody expected the Raptors to pick Jalen Suggs. We actually drafted Scotty Barnes out of Florida State. He's a 6'8", point guard / power forward, kind of like hybrid, new era basketball body type of guy. he's nice. He's nice, man. I have a feeling, Jalen Suggs, the Gonzaga star who took the team to the Final Four, the Gonzaga team that is. I have a feeling he probably just didn't want to be in Toronto, man, because there was rumors that he had a terrible workout, and typically guys will do that when they're not trying to get drafted by a team, right? Obviously, Masai's not gonna, the Raptors are not gonna leak that information because the whole mantra of the Masai era is for the Raptors to kind of like, say fuck it, we don't really need people to want to be here. We'll draft the guys that want to be here, right? And not feel sorry for ourselves. So obviously they're not gonna say anything. They're just gonna say he had a bad workout. But everybody expected him to be fourth. He fell to Orlando at 5. We drafted Scotty Barnes. Scotty Barnes, everything we're reading and seeing about him and highlights and everything. It seems like he's he's a good kid, energetic. He was happy when he got drafted by the Raptors, which is important because you want your young talent to stay. Yeah, man, he's he just like all these kids, man. He has a potential to be a star. People, people like there's college basketball analysts like Jay Bilas. They're saying that this draft is deep. Deepest draft since 2003. I don't know if that's bullshit because these guys are always trying to say things to boost up their segment. But it does seem like it was a deep draft. And at the end of the day, all these kids are projects. Obviously, Cade Cunningham, Jalen Green, these guys are offensive guys. Evan Mobley is a 7-footer defensive stopper. He's a little skinny, but he's 7 feet tall with a 7'4" wingspan. And so does Scotty Barnes. Scotty Barnes is 6'9" with I think a 7'3" or 7'4" wingspan, right? So at the end of the day, they're all between the ages of 18 and 21. They all have a high ceiling. And Jalen Suggs is a point guard. We didn't really need a point guard. It would have been nice to have a prominent college star. But we have Van Fleet, we have Malachi Flynn, and at the end of the day, the Raptors, they draft high IQ point guards anyways. They're good in the pick and roll, and that won't be too selfish. So we'll see. We'll see how it plays out if the Raptors, if we're gonna regret this move. But I don't think we're gonna regret it. Scotty Barnes should be should have a very good career. And there was a couple other surprises. Obviously, as soon as the Raptors picked Scotty Barnes, it kind of threw off the whole draft. But other teams, not everybody wants to pick the consensus, right? So some of these GMs they want to stand out as smart people, right? So Oklahoma City, obviously with Sam Presti, he selected Josh Giddey, 6'8" point guard out of Australia. He demonstrated like some floor general abilities. He had an exhibition game, when Australia faced Nigeria before the Olympics started, and he impressed a couple people there. A lot of people had him, within the top 10, so that's good for him. We'll see what happens. Golden State, Jonathan Kuminga, and Moses Moody. Those are two guys that I actually wanted the Raptors to have. I don't know if the Raptors are planning on making a trade. There's trade rumors with Siakam, but we'll see what happens. And then, just to close out the lottery, obviously, the big surprise was San Antonio at the number 12 pick. They just, blew everybody out of the waters. They picked this kid, Joshua Primo. Obviously, he's from Toronto, so shout out to Josh Primo. Nobody knew about him, or people didn't know he was going to make it to the first round. So that's a good upgrade for him. And the Warriors picked Moses Moody at 14, a guy that I like. He reminds me of Paul Pierce. 6'6". He shoots about 35%. In his freshman year out of college from 35% from 3. And he's 6'6". He's kind of like he's athletic, but he's not like he's not Jalen Green athletic. He's not gonna jump out the gym. But he seems like he has a high basketball IQ. He picks his spot correctly, plays solid defense. So if the Raptors can manage to get a couple young assets, that's dope, man. So the draft was pretty exciting. But yeah, in terms of free agency and sign-ins and that, the Raptors are never going to be a destination. We just won a championship, and we're still dealing with we're still having trouble signing notable guys that people actually hear of. But that's not the problem. At the end of the day, man, we re-signed Masai Ujiri, so we're going to be a developmental program. I'm hoping we can build a dynasty like San Antonio. So let's keep it locked and let's see what happens, man. No big splash in free agency. Obviously, the Raptors. First of all, the Raptors waived a couple guys. They waived Rodney Hood's contract. I think he went over to Milwaukee. They waived Who else did they waive? DeAndre Bembry. I like Bembry. Bembry was good, good off the bench, good energy, but didn't really do much offensively. So shout outs to Bembry. Good luck at his future destination. I think he went to Brooklyn. And then they waived a couple other guys, man. Aaron Baines, that was a bucket contract. He did nothing for the Raptors, but shout out to him for his time here in Tampa Bay. And best of luck to Aaron Baines, man. And then in return, the Raptors obviously, they always sign a bunch of prospects that people don't know of. So they signed, Sam Decker. Sam Decker obviously was in the league, drafted by Houston, played for Wisconsin, and then went to Houston. He probably didn't, do too well in his first couple of years. He went to Houston, LA, and then Cleveland, Washington, and then he ended up in Europe. Last year, he was in Turkey. Good thing is, he was averaging about 17 points a game, shot 45% from three. So he was killing it in Turkey, so hopefully he could do that here. And then the other guy that the Raptors signed was Ishmael Wainwright, another dude that, played in Europe. He was in Strasbourg. Last season he averaged about 13 points. He's like a 6'6", 6'7", small forward / power forward. So we'll see what happens. But those are the moves that were done. Obviously, the big one was Kyle Lowry. Shout out to Kyle Lowry. He put out a big memo on IG, appreciating the city. The city appreciates him obviously for everything he did. He's gone. He's in Miami. He's with the goons from Dade County, and Miami's gonna be a problem. They got Bam, they got Lowry, they just signed Markieff Morris. They have PJ Tucker from the Bucks, a recent champion. Obviously they got the OG Udonis Haslem and on the bench, making sure everybody's straight. Man, all they need is Boogie, and that squad is, nothing to fuck with. Again, quick shout outs to some of the new draftees, man. I did mention the second rounders. We got Delano Banton, kid out of Rexdale, Toronto. So, congrats to him. And David Johnson, another, guard. Yeah, I guess he's a point guard out of Louisville, 6'4", pretty versatile. So Delano and David Johnson, welcome to Toronto. And man, again, shout outs to Masai, new title, vice chairman, president of the Toronto Raptors. Hopefully he gets some equity stakes, and I know he'll do good thing with his influence and the BAL, the Basketball Africa League, developing talent and making sure that the Raptors are a franchise to not to be messed with, basically for the foreseeable future. But yeah, man, I'm gonna leave it at that. Thanks for tuning in, man. Till next time, peace.